Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. Today I'm going to talk about the oil, natural gas, I'll call it the overall energy crisis. I'm going to give you some updates on what's going on in this region and why I do think that they purposefully release this information to either slow down travel or to slow down the move. And I'll just read some things, and maybe it's just me piecing it together incorrectly, but you can be the judge of that. So we'll start here. It says the Asia is facing a long-term, I like how they misspelled that, natural gas crunch. Asia has seen a run in natural gas supplies and prices are simply not easing up. Asia's problem with natural gas supplies may not be limited to this winter alone. Asia's natural gas demand is set to nearly double by 2050, and the region's production is already declining. I've got on the right natural gas prices. This is the natural gas EU Dutch TTF. Rocketing higher, and it's remaining elevated. Same with the natural gas in the UK. So it's not only Asia facing this natural gas crunch, it's also in Europe. Now, looking at the stocks, this is for US crude oil stocks. You can see that we've been declining, and we're basically at a very low level in terms of millions of barrels of stocks of crude oil. We are down over last year 55% decline in inventory, 20% for gasoline, 21% for distillate, and 19% for propane. We are drawing down inventories. And you've heard me say this before, especially in real estate. You've got the supply and demand interacting with each other, and inventory is the byproduct. If we're drawing it down, it means that prices are most likely going to go higher. And that's what exactly has happened, is oil prices have gone higher. We look at the U.S. total motor gasoline inventories. It is also at very low levels, basically coming out of the 5-year 2016 to 2020 range, 4 or 5-year range. And if you look at U.S. weekly regular retail gasoline prices by region, they're all going from left to right from May of 2020. They're all coming on higher over time. So what I was looking for in the articles is what is the motivation? What is the drive that the government is going to do here? They're going to try something because we're right at a breakout of oil to the upside, and I'll show you that right now. Let's go there right now before that wasn't cool. All right, so let's move up here. Here's gasoline. We've got this little pattern there. We're coming up, and we just broke to the upside for gas for USD per gallon. So we're above resistance, and we're about to launch higher. Is what they were seeing. They've got people who can chart just like me. They've got crude oil. Crude oil broke to the upside. Could this be a violent back test? Perhaps. But it's not going to change anything. It's not going to change anything. Let's throw this here. Descending wedge. This thing's ready to roll to the upside. But that's crude oil. It's getting pretty expensive. So they want to slow down the price advance. And here's coal. Coal had this massive shot lower. I don't know necessarily why. They probably made up some whatever. And now it's coming on back with vengeance. It was up 11% last trading day just to look at it. So when I'm looking at this stuff, we know what their intentions are. It says U.S. to release 50 million barrels of oil to fight rising gas prices. U.S. to release oil from reserves in coordination with other countries to lower gas. Oh, so it's in coordination with other countries. Not just the U.S. They are doing it in coordination. And here it is. The U.S. will release 50 million barrels of crude from a strategic petroleum reserve, the White House said Tuesday. The move is a coordinated effort between energy-consuming nations, including China and Japan, to combat the rapid rise in energy prices. Prior to Tuesday's announcement, the Biden administration repeatedly said that it was looking at the tools at its disposal as prices at the pump hover around a 7-year high. So let's look at some other things that just came out. Biden asked for probe of potential illegal conduct on gas prices. Failure of Biden's oil release means more bad energy policies to come. And then this is what's being released just recently. U.S. announces travel restrictions over new COVID-19 variant released today at 10:56. We go over to the right. Omicron variant is possibly already in the U.S. Dr. Anthony Fauci says Omicron COVID-19 variant prompts these countries to impose travel restrictions. So this is where it gets me a little bit, it's like, okay, we know that the world was trying to put in a coordinated effort to bring down gasoline and oil prices. We see it in the articles. It's everywhere. They're pretty apparent. They're like, we're going to bring this down. We're going to have a coordinated effort. So then, what are they doing? The Omicron variant is what they came up with. And they're imposing, I mean, guys, we don't even know what this variant necessarily is. From what I understand, it doesn't have a huge impact to the person. Its symptoms are pretty minor from what I understand. But we went from releasing Strategic Petroleum Reserve, them signaling that this is a coordinated effort worldwide. They release news 2 days after their Strategic Petroleum release didn't work on an Omicron variant 19. Variant prompts these countries to impose travel restrictions, and there's a buttload of countries. The United States is in there, Germany, it's a whole bunch. It's a whole bunch. You really think this isn't correlated? You think this is completely not correlated at all? Yeah, right. This is definitely correlated altogether. They even came out and said that they are. It said that it was looking at the tools at its disposal as prices at the pump hover around a 7-year high. They already told you. They said, we're looking at doing all this stuff. So they took a variant that isn't very aggressive, threw it out there, put the max fear on it, and drove just the price of oil down. Now, if you look at gas, if you look at natural gas is rocketing higher. Coal rocketed higher. And what their solutions are is to put in more renewables. If renewables got us into this mess, because we don't know how to store electricity, if renewables are driving crude oil stocks down, if renewables are driving our inventories of natural gas down and down and down, and why natural gas? How is it doing that? We don't know how to store electricity, so the swing producer is natural gas. It's natural gas electricity generation power. So they've been running natural gas overtime because they don't know how to store the electricity from the renewables, so they continue to run natural gas on overtime. It's drawing inventories worldwide down. We're seeing it in the prices. We're seeing it in the inventories. We're seeing it everywhere. And it's spreading. This used to be contained in Asia. It's spreading to Europe. It's spreading to America. And next year, so what I'm saying is it's getting worse over time. A substitute is oil. So now they're going to substitute into oil. And what their plan is, what they're going to try to do is leverage up on renewables. I don't think this is going to work. I think everything's intact. They're going to try to slow it down by limiting the movement of people. They're going to make up these narratives. They're going to try to scare everyone, and they're going to say, we need to slow this down. It's going to work in the short term. I don't think it's going to work in the long term. It's going to make things even worse. So that's my opinion there. I wanted to touch on the energy crisis, looking at inventory of crude and gasoline and what their intentions are for bringing these prices down. And the Omicron variant, I'm not buying it. I mean, I think they released it on purpose, strategically, 2 days after the SPR release. There's something deeper here. They're doing it on purpose. If they wanted to not impact the markets like they did, they would have released it differently instead of just wham, let's throw it and hit it. So that's my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. Put in the comment section what you guys think. Love to hear your guys' opinion. And thanks for listening. This is Finding Value.